All right, you guys, thank you so much for dialing in for our absolute week 3 call. I'm going to go ahead and just mute some participants because some people are not muted. All right, guys. Anyways, it's Lauren, and I'm super, super, super fired up for week 3. We are just knocking the mess out of the 90-day game plan, and everyone is having so much fun. So before we get started with our guest speakers, and I know tonight you guys are going to be thrilled to hear Janet Elo do some training on connecting and on mindset. But you're also going to hear from Corey Kinnear, and Jessica's going to introduce her. You've got an amazing product speakers coming up, an amazing belief speaker coming up. But we just want to kick off this call with really, really recognizing some amazing leaders and just some people that are in massive, massive action that are just diving into this 90-day game plan. So let's first start with Jessica's team, and I apologize in advance, you guys. I might butcher some names along the way here, but what's most important is that we realize what freaking rock stars you guys are and how bad you're killing it. So on Jessica's team, Christy Mendvetz, you enrolled 2 people. You had your very first cycle, and you earned free vitamins. Holy moly, that's super fun. And Mike Choop and Aaron Parker, you guys are number 3 and number 34 worldwide in the entire company for the $1 Million Challenge. Oh my gosh, so awesome. And Betsy, let's brag about your team here. This list is big. There's a lot of momentum happening from that girl. So Jen Mitchell has double PIBs. Like, how fun is that to double those bonuses? Susan Bedingfield, April Cialana, Kathy Mallett, Dorothy Zarenbergen, all have their tastings set for Launch Party Week. They're doing that, diving into having their friends over and having fun with that. Noella Kowalik, hit manager, and Noelle, April, and Liz all bought their ICU Phoenix tickets, flights, hotels. They are locked in, ready to rock and roll. So super, super fun to acknowledge you guys. And let's talk about Janny's team. Oh my goodness. So 3 new enrollments, and they went consultant. That's Kathleen Dugan. Whoop, whoop. And then Jeremy Schmitz hit the 5-cycle bonus and enrolled a President's Pack. And Mark and Kathy Lampert also had 3 enrollments. So top enrollments there. And then on my team, I want to recognize Melanie Quinlan, who's number 18 worldwide in the $1 Million Challenge. Tracy Whiteley, who had 3 enrollments and went consultant last week. Christina Lindquist, who went consultant last week. Also super fun, but Kristen Ronovic and Michaela Ladwig, Greg, on Friday, March 2nd. Both of them had healthy ISA babies. So we had two fun little ISA babies join the family, same date of birth, which is super fun. Jewel Hansen went manager, and Summer also went consultant. So you guys, we are fired up. We hope you have paper and pen, and we're just gonna have an amazing call. So with no further ado, I'm hoping Janny's with us, and we are ready for her to hop on and introduce her first guest speaker.
Hi, Lauren. Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay? Okay, I'm assuming you can.
Sorry, I was muted. I said we can hear you. Sorry, hon.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. So you guys, I'm so excited that you're here tonight, and I'm wanting to introduce a rock star chiropractor who's in our business. His name is Bo Mullen. He's got his bachelor's in exercise physiology and his doctorate in chiropractic. So he's a rock star in the doctor field. We're crazy about him. He has a young family. He just popped on. He's right next to me on the screen. But he was an Ironman finisher in 2012, and he played Division I rugby for Palmer College Chiropractic. He was a personal trainer at the Pro Sports Club, which are amazing. They're all over Seattle. They're the most fabulous clubs. They have professional athletes. When Craig played for the Sonics, they worked out at the Pro Club. It's a great spot. So anyway, he's a personal trainer there. He's currently taking part in the Starting Strength program that's designed by someone extremely famous. But most importantly, you guys, he is the husband to Jamie Mullen, who is his beautiful, fabulous wife, and 2 crazy, fabulous kids, Max, who is 3.5 years old, and Mason, who's just literally 9 months old. So they've got a new baby in the house, and they're amazing. So Bo, thank you so much for telling us about our amazing products that you're so excited about in the sports nutrition arena. Thanks so much for hopping on.
And unmuted. Okay. Hi, guys. Thanks, Jamie.
Got it? Good.
That's the most nice things anyone's ever said about me in a short amount of time.
Yay.
So, thanks for everybody here. This is one of my favorite things to do, talk to a whole bunch of people at once, and Chris's worst nightmare to have me devoted with nothing he can do to interrupt me. So you're going to have to sit through it, bud. Sorry. Okay, so what I thought would be cool is with the new performance line coming out, somewhat recently, a lot of people don't necessarily know how to push that. At least when I've mentioned that to people that we try to bring Isagenix to, we're not athletes, we don't do triathlons, we never played sports, that's not for us. And so essentially what I'm gonna try to do is not only tell you why everybody could be using some of their products, but why almost everybody you talk to should be using something on the performance line. So first of all, let's start with that classic anabolic window, right? The anabolic window is said to be 30 to about 120 minutes after we work out or exercise that we can get the most nutrient delivery to our muscles that just got done working. The theory is that because our muscles are working and because we have vasodilation, more protein, more carbohydrate, more amino acids can be delivered to those working muscles. And to some degree, that's really accurate. And it's been kind of a gold standard in post-workout recovery eating in the fitness world for almost as long as I can remember. So let's just start from the basics. What happens when we work out? If you're going out and you're working out your legs are doing a lot of hard work, your muscles are generating a lot of force, and our muscles are being broken down. Our amino acids are being broken down because we're stressing and damaging those muscles, right? Micro trauma. So what does it take to build those back up after we eat? We work out, we eat, we get amino acids from our protein. Those amino acids are the building blocks of our muscles, especially the branched chain amino acids, in particular leucine, isoleucine, and valine. If you don't remember that, no big deal because they're in pretty much all of our products. So just know that they're in there. You can say branched chain amino acids, and people probably won't even question on what's on there. Why the anabolic window was a good idea in the beginning is that it's like, just like I said, increased blood flow, increased delivery. But if you think about this, if we kind of take a step back and look at it from a completely different angle, you don't run your car with a quarter tank of gas, a half tank of gas, run it till it's empty, drive it hard, run out of gas on the side of the road and call someone and say, hey, I need to fill my tank back up. When we go on a road trip, we prepare for it, right? We fill up that gas tank full so we can go as far as we can. So kind of that new research that's coming out right now is if not only after, but before a workout, roughly 30 minutes before is a good window, if we get 20 to 30 grams of protein before a workout, in addition to probably 20 to 50 grams of carbohydrates, that's a little dependent on the activity and the person. What that's going to do is that's going to load our bloodstream with amino acids. So let's think about it. If we've got a workout that needs to take place and you've already got fuel in the tank, you've got a surplus of amino acids and a surplus of protein and carbohydrates, that can be used to fuel your workout. So what's happening now is we're not breaking down, and then building back up later. We have started that building back up process, that recovery process, while the workout is taking place. So if you go into workout and you have need for 2, 3, or 4 hours, you're going to get protein breakdown, muscle breakdown, and it's going to take 90 minutes after your workout for that to hit your bloodstream and build back up. So essentially my takeaway from that was I can have protein breakdown, meaning muscle breakdown, for 2 to 3 hours, or I cannot have it at all, and I can have protein synthesis for that whole time. So dumbing it down even more for these people, you've got someone that wants to lose weight, that's great. But wouldn't you like to be building that whole time? Because if we want muscle growth, muscle hypertrophy, which means more lean body mass, higher metabolic rate, easier time losing weight, we have to build more than we break down. So if we're building throughout the whole workout, and then we go on top of it and we get a post-workout shake, now we're getting the best of both worlds, and now we're almost avoiding protein breakdown to some degree. Let's see, what do I have here? I wrote this on the card, so forgive me. Okay, so essentially, what does, kind of touching back on everything we've talked about so far, the results of a pre-workout drink are increasing the amino acids in the bloodstream to help fight breakdown. It also increases our growth hormone. It increases our testosterone, which are two very, very good things when we're trying to build lean muscle mass. Starts protein synthesis during the workout rather than after. And there was even an article here in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise. They found that a pre-workout carbohydrate protein drink can actually boost caloric expenditure with the same exact amount of activity. So again, we're preaching to these people. These people don't have a lot of time, right? I don't have a lot of time in my life, so wouldn't you want the most bang for your buck? Why are we spending anywhere from 3 to 12 hours a week trying to exercise and get fit if we're wasting a bunch of that time? So let's take advantage and be economic with that time. Another thing this does is helps with our plateaus. If anybody has stuck to any kind of fitness routine for a consistent amount of time, you get to a point where you feel like, man, I just am not progressing. I'm not losing weight. I'm getting that belly fat. It's just not going away. I can't seem to hit, if you're a weightlifter guy and you're driven by numbers, I just can't hit that next number. Well, when we're on somewhat of a lower carbohydrate diet, not that Isagenix is low carb, but it's definitely not a high carb, right? We pride ourselves in that low glycemic index, that insulin level, blood sugar level stays fairly constant throughout the day. But what can happen is the body gets smart and it realizes that you change your caloric intake. So what's going to happen is cortisol goes up, and we all hear that word, and to some degree we all perk up a little bit. It's our stress hormone, right? Cortisol is a main player in muscle wasting, decreased immune function, and belly fat storage. So what this pre-workout does in having amino acids, protein, and carbohydrates before, it can actually decrease our cortisol level for up to 24 hours following exercise. So again, we're screaming at these people, what do you want to do? Do you want to work out for 12 hours and only get the effects of maybe half of it? Or do we want to work out for 12 hours and maximize those 12 hours? Because I don't know about you, but again, I barely have enough time to get my own workouts in. With everything else, those crazy kids that sound super cute here, they're probably destroying the room next door to us behind closed doors. So again, we don't have a lot of time. It's true, we're laughing because it's true. So essentially what we're trying to avoid is we're trying to avoid muscle breakdown. We want muscle buildup. Every exercise will break us down, but if we can start that repair process instantaneously, then we're going to rock everybody's world. We're going to push more products on people that they don't only deserve, but they need. So one thing I did was I kind of went through and I thought to myself, what's a list of 5 things that I can put in front of me that I need to get people on? One of the best ones is Nox. Its main ingredient is beets, which has been proven to decrease blood pressure. Maybe not Nox itself, but I was reading beets as supplements in general. It vasodilates. So again, that whole anabolic window, right? Increase your vasodilation, increase your blood flow delivery. If we preloaded that blood with amino acids and carbohydrates for recovery during the workout, Nox is only going to make that even better. Recover, it's 18 BV, right? Recover is a great one that everybody uses after. I use it before because, again, you're putting those amino acids, those essential amino acids that we do not make in our body and absolutely have to get from food. We're going to put those in our bloodstream pre-workout, so I kind of do it backwards. Isopro is one that a lot of times I forget to order, but how great is that to have a low-fat, low-carb, high-protein drink that we can pound right before a workout and then go. Isoline shake is one that we can really push on people for bodybuilders that are counting their macros. Include that fiber in there, so it really is 24 grams protein, 24 grams carbs for those specific individuals. And Amp Power, that's a great one for a pre-workout. It's got creatine and some other pre-workout ingredients that really boost your energy levels. So if we break this down here and we go Nox, let me make sure I say this to you guys correctly. We go Recover, Isopro, and Nox. That's 3 products. That adds 69 BV to every order that we put in. Not only are we boosting our BV and we're boosting more products that maybe are kind of sitting on the back burner in our minds, but think about it, if you start pushing that on people and they start loving it, how many doors could that open up for your business, right? I mean, athletes that think, Isagenix, that's weight loss, or people losing weight that go, oh, performance line, that's for athletes. No, it's all the same. Everybody should be using these products. Let's make sure I'm going nuts here. Take home points. Everybody needs performance line. I don't care who you are. I just said that. I'm going to say it again because it's important to me. Using these products as a pre-workout is absolutely crucial to achieving results. I truly believe that if you don't start incorporating a pre-workout protein carbohydrate drink, you're going to plateau, you're going to get discouraged, your body will adapt. It's this innately intelligent, beautiful human being that knows what it's doing, it knows how to survive, and even though we're exercising to be healthy, we have to outsmart the body or else it's going to outsmart us. And in this case, it's not going to result in the fitness goals that you want. You're not going to be that IsaBody winner on the stage looking awesome because you did the same thing over and over and over and over. Also, another one I said, empower, but hydrate. I think a lot of people, they just overlook that. I did for a long time. I think people hear hydrate and they think Gatorade. Be talking to your people about why it's not just sugar water, right? It's not just these artificial dyes with a bunch of table sugar in it. Push that one on there. And what is it? The amped, what's the fuel? Refuel, right? Amped fuel. Push that on your endurance people. They love those little blue packets. And think about it. If you get them hooked on one thing, that person's going to buy everything. But I guess all in all, at the end, it's don't let that performance line scare you. Don't let the word athlete scare you, because unless you're getting paid, everybody's just everybody, right? Nobody's an athlete unless that's your job. People have hobbies that are active. People have hobbies that are working out. Don't be scared to push that athletic line on people because everybody needs it. If anybody has questions, let me know. I think that's all I got. I think I've stumbled on those words enough. Thank you for having me, and I guess back to normal, huh?
You're awesome, Bo. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, who's up next, guys?
I'm up. Hey, Bo, I just want to shout out to you. That was amazing information. Can you guys hear me okay? All right. Wow, you are an expert. You are a science behind the food. That is so awesome. That is incredible information for all of us. And almost a little bit overwhelming for me, but I loved it because I love the science behind the food. But just know, you guys, that you can look at isaproduct.com and find the fast facts on all of the amped line. So don't be intimidated by that. You don't have to be an expert on anything. Bo is, absolutely. And that team's gonna rock when they use him for three-way calls, absolutely. So, you know, just memorize those fast facts about each, you know, like 2 things about each product. That's what I've done in my business and in my build. So I'm not an expert on anything, but gosh, I took some great notes and I really learned a lot because I've honestly avoided some of those products myself, not knowing. So I'm going to incorporate those and make the most of my 54-year-old body and my lean muscle. But right now, I want to introduce Grant Gilman. And, you know, he's going to talk on belief. And when we talk about belief in, you know, this, whether it's the product, belief in yourself, belief in network marketing, that industry, or belief in the Isagenix, I'm just going to say compensation plan. I mean, our company rocks. And I want to introduce Grant because he is on my team and he is amazing. He just he graduated a couple of years ago. He's a crystal manager with Isagenix right now, and he has a degree in kinesiology. Now, I'm not going to explain what that is, but I think he and Bo would probably be able to talk a lot on a lot of different levels. So he just moved to Eugene, Oregon, and he is going to talk about belief in the product, I believe. So Grant, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me, guys?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Betsy. I really appreciate the introduction. And yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to you and thank you for pouring belief into me and pouring vision into me and helping me to get to where I am right now. And I also wanted to just give a few shout outs to Blake and Jen Mitchell for being a huge support system and great friends along this journey. And another is my best friend, Chris, for enrolling me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. And best friends, business partners, and accountability partners. And yeah, I cannot wait to see where we get. And lastly, I want to give a shout out to my mom, Sandy Gilman, who is absolutely destroying the business. And for those of you who aren't up to date with lingo, that means she's doing a good job. And so, yeah, I just wanted to give those shout outs. All you guys, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. And I thank God every day for you guys being in my life. So, yeah. So I'm going to talk specifically about belief in the product. And in doing that, I'm going to cover, just go over my story. And then I'm going to talk about belief. And we're kind of going to go back to the basics of belief and just go to the core of what that means. And then we're going to go into how having a 10 out of 10 belief in the product is going to drive your business. So I'll start off with my story, I guess. So 9 months ago, I had just quit my job as a construction worker. It was a very toxic environment. I didn't like what I was doing. I didn't like the people that I was surrounded with. And I understood that I just wasn't really furthering myself in my life where I wanted to be. And so I decided to quit. And to sustain myself with the money that I had saved up in construction, I decided that I was going to study to get my personal training certificate. But life happens and my plans folded. My car broke down and I had to essentially spend all the money that I had saved up on my car. And I was back at square one. And I was just really broken. I didn't feel like I was living life by design. I was definitely living it by default. And I just felt as if I had all these passions and all these skills that I wasn't using, and they weren't being utilized. So every night I got on my knees and I just prayed to the Lord that he would bring something to me, that he would gift me with something that I was passionate about that I could use to impact other people and use my passions. And it wasn't too long after that I was introduced to Isagenix by my good friend Chris. And it took about 2 days for me to understand that this was an opportunity that I couldn't pass down, even if it meant cutting my bank account in half with my first order. I just knew that this was something that I needed to do. So from day one, I just started sharing the product. I didn't have my own story yet, so I started sharing other people's stories until I gained my own. And soon I was able to see stories, transformations in my close friends and family group, and even in myself. And I just ran with it. 60 days in, my dad had dropped 30 pounds. My mom, who has had chronic health issues her whole life, started feeling better than she's ever felt. I myself dropped 12 pounds and just really started to see results from my workouts that I'd never seen in my entire life. And it was just a vision that I was able to catch, thankfully. And from there, I started to understand that this is something that anybody can do, and they just need somebody to help them. So my vision from here on out is just to help people to get to where I am and beyond, because I'm far beyond where I want to be, or not yet there. So yeah, that's my story. And I hope that resonated with you. To be honest, I was trying to think of something that would captivate you guys, to think about something that I could say that would make you guys more intrigued. But what it really comes down to is our stories are unique to ourselves, and people are going to connect with our story. You can't change your story, because then it's not your story. So I hope, as an encouragement to everybody, use your story, because there are people who will connect to your story and only your story. So yeah. So next, I just want to talk about belief. And I just want to break it down really elementary and make this really easy, because I need that. So I found a few definitions of belief just to make it super simple. So from Merriam-Webster Dictionary, it said, belief is a state or habit of mind in which trust or confidence is placed in some person or thing. Another easy definition was trust, faith, or confidence in something. So we see that belief is trusting in something, having faith in something, or confidence in something. And in this case, we are having belief in our product. So that means we're having the trust in the product that it's going to do what we believe it will do. We're having faith that it will carry out the task that it says it will. And we're having confidence in that as well. So that's the basic belief, definition of belief. It's just having trust, faith, and confidence in the product. But I also wanted to break it down even further and just say that there are two types of belief, I believe. And one is an unwavering belief, and one is a wavering belief. So that, again, this is super simple, but there's a wavering belief and an unwavering belief. An unwavering belief is 10 out of 10, 100%, you know that what you are offering is the best, absolute best thing for this person at this moment in time. And then a wavering belief is anything less than that. So 9 out of 10 belief isn't good enough in the product. 10 out of 10 is what we need in our product because it's been proven. We see what it can do for people, and we have that story in our own lives. So I just want to kind of talk about what leads to an unwavering belief. So one thing for me was that has helped me lead to a belief in this product that is unwavering is transformations. And we see that every single day. We have a Facebook group dedicated to celebrating the testimonies and the success stories of people who have enjoyed the Isagenix products. So testimonies are huge. Your own story, your own transformation, those are huge. And that leads me to the next one is your own story. Your own story should build a huge amount of belief in you because you can see how the product has directly affected you, and you can believe that it's going to do the same for the people around you. And then third, for gaining an unwavering belief, I just put knowledge. If you are educated about the product, you know what is in the product, that is going to boost your belief 100%. One thing that I started doing right when I enrolled was I started researching. I just watched videos. I looked at isoproduct.com. I looked at the ingredients list. And you don't have to be a doctor to understand this. And it's okay if you don't understand. If somebody asks you a question and you say, I don't know, that's okay because we have the resources to send them, which makes it so much easier. So I would say, though, that one of the biggest things that has helped me is to understand the product better, to be educated on it, because I'm confident that what we put in our products is non-compromised, the best out on the market. So that has helped me lead to an unwavering belief. So what actually leads us to have a belief that is lower than 10? That was the question that I kept running into. Why do we have belief that is 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 rather than 10 out of 10? And I think it was two things that really led me to that conclusion. And the first one is that we're uneducated on what we're talking about. So if you don't know what you're talking about, that's going to cause a few insecurities in your own belief of the product. So for me, like I said, researching, getting to know the product a little bit better. It doesn't mean you have to be an expert, like Betsy said. It just means that you are educated enough to point the person in the right direction to where they can understand it better too. And then I think another big thing that leads us to a wavering faith or belief in this is haters. So somebody comes up to you who you shared this with, and they just start bashing you because you shared this with them, and they pick out something that's wrong with this. That's in some aspects going to lower your belief in the product because you've been hurt by somebody who you thought would enjoy this. And this is, I don't know, this is kind of harsh, but really what it comes down to is we can't let those people lower our belief in the product because what do they know? Are they as intelligent as the nutritionists, biologists, organic chemists who are working on these products? And the answer is no, they aren't as intelligent as those people. And so we can't let somebody who is out to get us lower our belief in the product. So I found something on Isagenix website that just talks about, and for me affirmed the quality of the product. It affirmed everything that I've been talking about for belief. Isagenix has a team called the QRTS department. And that stands for Quality, Regulatory, Technology, and Science. So this department is filled with nutritionists, dietitians, food scientists, chemists, organic chemists, microbiologists, toxicologists, biologists, etc. So this QRTS department is focused on making the best product that is out there. And so when your friend from high school tells you that the product that you're telling them about is compromised or has terrible ingredients, I think that what you need to understand is that person is just not as intelligent as the QRTS department. And I think it's as simple as that, is that believing that we have a team of scientists behind us is huge. There's just not the average Joes who are just making these products. It's top quality, world-class scientists back there. So yeah, I think there's two different types of belief: unwavering and wavering. So I think what causes a 10 out of 10 belief to jumpstart the business so quickly is the fact that you are exuding your belief to other people. People can tell when you are not confident, and they can tell when you are confident. And so if your belief is wavering in any circumstance, I think people can tell. So having the confidence, having the belief in the product that this is the best, absolute best thing that you can offer somebody is one of the biggest things. And I'm a metaphor guy. And like I said, I'm keeping this elementary. So I want everybody to envision this. Envision a guy who takes his girlfriend out to the beach. They're walking along, and he gets down on one knee, and he says, honey, I love you, and I am 98% sure that I want to spend the rest of my life with you. She's going to take that 2% and understand she's going to hear nothing that you said before that 98%. She's going to take that 2%, even if it's 2% out of 100, and she's going to run the opposite direction. And in the same way, if we have a wavering belief, if our belief is not 100%, if it's not 10 out of 10, then the people that we bring this to, they're going to understand that, and they're going to say, wow, this person's not really confident in what they're doing. So why would I want to try something that they are not confident in themselves? So yeah, I'm huge on confidence and belief, and especially in the product. You can have all the belief in yourself. You can have a 10 out of 10 belief in yourself that you can do this, but if you don't believe that this product is the absolute best on the market, that it's non-compromised, that has the most amazing ingredients, then I don't think that your business will succeed. So,
hey, Grant. Hey,
yeah.
That is awesome. Do you have just one more sentence to wrap it up?
Yeah, I was actually just wrapping it up.
Another trainer on the line, and we want to respect her time too. That was amazing, though.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I'm totally done. I was just about to finish.
Okay, go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, well, I'm Grant, and that's it.
No, that was really amazing. I mean, you should be training more, obviously. Yes, I just think that, the belief in the product is everything. That's how my whole business has always exploded, was, through the product. So, Lauren or Janny, who's on next?
So it's Jessica. So I have an unwavering belief, Grant, that you are going to do big things with this company. Clearly, you're adorable, and I thought what you said was really fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm going to tell you guys one thing. I'm going to give you the best advice you had all night. Get your paper and your pen ready right now, because who we're about to have drop some genius, when I talked to her in the prep for this, blowing my mind in 30 seconds. So I want to introduce, guys, Corey Kinnear. Many people are familiar with Corey. She's millionaire number 152. She did that in under 3 years. She had 0 network marketing experience. She was a sign language translator, and she was a policy writer. She's got a beautiful daughter. She's a mom. She does this business, and she built it 100% through social media. And when I asked her if she was sick of talking about social media, she said, no way, it always evolves. She's still building like a house on fire through social media. And she does it in ways that are so brilliant that's going to change the way you see social as a vehicle for this opportunity. With that, Corey, are you on the line with us?
I am, and you make me blush, and I don't want this. So what's up, everybody? Hello. I don't know if you guys can check me out. So I have my Heartline hat here. This is hashtag Heartline. And I'll talk about hashtags in a minute. And what that is a movement that I have started with Tracy and Deanna, Tracy O'Malley. And what it is, it's just leaders getting connected, no matter if you're my downline, upline, sideline, I don't know, across the street line. I don't care who you are. If I can drop value to anybody, that is what this company is all about. And that's what I stand behind. So my hashtag Heartline, if you ever see my posts, that's what that means. So if you are in my Heartline and you get some value out of this tonight, you can definitely hashtag that underneath whatever you're doing, because then I'll know that I assisted you in some way. And that's really what this is about. So I'm going to talk kind of fast. I'm from New York, so it's going to be really quick because I have a lot to say and I want to make sure I get a lot of it out. First three things I want to talk about is obviously social media. That's what Jess wants me to do. I love it. I love talking about it. She's absolutely right. I had no network marketing experience. I didn't even want to do this business, as everyone says when they come in. And this is what's so important about that sentence. And the person who went before, Grant, right? You're amazing about belief. The one thing that belief also connects. And I was a sign language interpreter, so you might see me like actually signing. I'm sorry, it's an old habit. But belief actually connects with your social media. It's really important that when you post, whatever you post, and these are the three main things right now that are hot, that are on fire, which is Facebook Live, which I'll get into, Snapchat, and Instagram. Those are the three main things. LinkedIn, you guys can dip into, but I don't want you dipping in your toe into too many waters and trying to, spend most of your day on social media. If you have a strategy, which I'm going to drop one for you, that hopefully will help you and stay consistent. This should be something that is easy, something that is fun, something that is not, oh, look, Isagenix in your face again. I'm drinking my Replenish right here, or look, check it out. Here's my shake. These are things that I don't want you guys to do, especially those who are first starting out. I have been in this company for 4 years. When to this day, I do not write Isagenix on my posts. Very, very rarely, unless I'm at an event and someone tags me, because there are people always watching, and I am always looking to connect with new people who have no idea what I do. And with that in my mind, because of the belief of the program and the products and the company that we have, you always, number one, have to be authentic. So if you see somebody or you watch me or you follow me or you follow Jessica or you follow Betsy, thank you guys for having me here, by the way, and you follow some leaders that are killing it on social media, and you copy and paste it and kind of change some of the words up, and you have people that have been following you as your friend before you hit this business, they're going to know that you're just carbon copying something that's not you. So the number one thing in social media goes with belief, which is what your belief in the products are, and how are you going to portray that as yourself. And one of the hashtags I put is do you or be you, because people feel like they have to transform themselves into an Isagenix robot. Does anyone understand what I'm talking about? Right? We do Motivational Monday, Transformational Tuesday. I have some people that'll sit for 45 minutes and they're trying to think of a really good post, or they'll look at someone else's post and say, oh, that's really good. Let me see if I can link it to my post. It's not that hard. We're making it harder than it is. You're literally just telling a story, which is funny because I just have a shirt that says literally can't. And I know Angelique Nori was just wearing this the other day. But you're literally telling a story for that day of whatever's coming and pouring off of your heart. And you always want to use, this is something you want to write down, I felt, I love, I am. That's a method that I use when I post. So you always want to cast a feeling over your post, okay? So if I'm talking about my workout, and obviously we talked about the amp line. I forgot who talked about that in the beginning. That was awesome. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was dealing with my daughter, so I'm sorry I missed your name. But I'll get it. through the chat. I'm sure someone can tell me, because I don't want to disrespect anyone. But the amp line kicked my workout up to a whole other level. So my post is not going to be, my Isagenix amp line is sick because my workouts are amazing, because the average person has no idea what I'm talking about. They don't know what Isagenix is. Think about the word Isagenix for a second. Does that sound like food? It sounds like some kind of gasoline that you put in a robot, right? Or it's some kind of weird, I don't know, orb in the sky. Oh, there's Isagenix orb and we're watching it, right? It doesn't sound like a superfood. It doesn't sound like what it actually is. So if somebody's never heard of this and you guys are new and you're like, oh, I can't wait to start my Isagenix, they're going to be like, I don't know what that person's on. So I implore you, especially new people, take out that word, replace it with superfoods. Take out words, use simpler words. Simpler words. So what I would do is when the amp line came out, I simply just said, I just had the sickest workout of my life because the company that I partnered with, another thing to write down, the company that I partnered with. Why do I want to say that? Because I am my own boss. I partnered with this company. I don't work for Isagenix. None of us do. We all get a 1099 at the end. This is our business, right? This is our game, our business. So it's really important that people understand that you are choosing to share what the value of Isagenix is bringing you. Has everyone got that, like, right now? Because the word partner with changes the whole game. If you say my company, my company, my company, it's sort of like, okay, well, you're a part of Isagenix. I'm telling people I partnered with. I chose to partner with my company. I chose to partner with a company so here's my workout post, right? Let me get back to that. I just had a sick workout with one of the company that I partnered with just came out with an amazing post, pre, and even during workout line that took it to a whole other level for me. And I've been working out for a really long time and tried a lot of stuff, and I am so happy. That's the end of my post. That's it. I'm not going to get into what AMPed is. I'm not telling anybody what it actually is, right? Why? Because you always want to create curiosity. Always. You want people wanting to know what it is that you have, and they want it, right? While you're doing this, this is a little rule of thumb that's really good. If you consistently do this every day, and I'm going to give you a little timeline, so if you can write fast. I don't know if this is recorded, if you guys got to hear me, because I'm going to talk fast. Here comes New York, right? New York's coming at you, right? So if you spent 30 to 40 minutes on social media a day, I know that sounds like a lot, but this is income producing time. This is not time where you end up clicking on someone's page and then you all go, I think I know that person. You click on there and then you're on the person's page with the cats, and then you're clicking somewhere else and you're looking at dogs. And then all of a sudden you're watching a dog get saved by some, you know what I'm talking about? And then you're at someone's aunt's wedding and you're like, where, I don't even know where I am anymore, but I'm just looking at this person's wedding. I have no idea who this person is. So your income producing activity on social media is this: 30 to 40 minutes. In the first 10 minutes that you're on social media in the morning, right? Or whatever time, you want to love on your product users. You want to love on them. You want to, because you're serving them. Their 85% of your product users is your retention, right? That's who you want to love on. You don't want to forget about them. You don't want to just keep looking for new people. You want to remember that they exist. So I have a business group, private business group. I have a private product group. In my product group, I go through for 10 minutes and people will post like if they lost a couple inches or whatever it is, and I'm throwing in wow pictures. I'm giving them love. If I see somebody write something on their page and they're not mentioning Isagenix, but they're saying, I feel amazing today because of the superfoods that are in my body, I'm putting love right underneath there with the comment. I am right with you. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. because you want to keep your product users happy that they're here. That's the point, right? So 10 to 15 minutes of loving your product users is essential. Just in your day. Pick a time of day. It doesn't have to be in the morning or night, but you want to make sure you block out time for that, okay? Another thing, 10 minutes for your recognition of your teammates. If you have teammates that are rank advancing or teammates that are pushing to do so, give them some love. Now, when I'm talking about giving some love, I love that Facebook gave the little likes, and then they have the love and the happy and the, you know, the little sad. That's actually a really good gauge when I talked about I felt, I love, and I am. Because I want you to, every time you post, think about what emoji is this person going to use at the end of my post. Because look, we all have bad days. I'm not saying every day is going to be like this, right? That's not the truth. We want to be authentic, right? Some days I write, I was up all night with my daughter. Thank God for my superfoods nutrition that I'm about to have this shake right now and my e-shot. They don't know what an e-shot is. I could say that, right? But I'm not saying my Isagenix e-shot. I'm going to get my e-shot in and thank God, because then I'm going to be able to go through the rest of the day feeling better and knowing that my daughter's going to get the best of me. So I took the beginning part of I was up all night, which someone might put a sad face, but I ended it with someone putting happy, because I made people understand why I feel the way I feel, and I solved my own problem within my post. But I solved my own problem with using what? My superfoods. I brought them back to what I do. So it's going to eventually make them say, what is it that you're doing? What are you using? I was up all night with my kid too. What the heck did you use, right? Isagenix says coffee now. I'm allowed to say that, right? We say we have a coffee. I'm having my cup of coffee and I need a little kick. I need a little boost, so I got my e-shot. Well, what is that, right? So this is the curiosity you're creating. Another like maybe 10 minutes is for new people. Now, this is the part where you want to stay like this, like a horse. You know, when they put the blinders on the horse? You want to look through your news feed. I invite everyone. No one will be insulted if you defriend somebody and just follow Isagenix people. Here's why. Because if you friend every single Isagenix person, if I had all of you guys and I friended all of you, you follow me, you could still write on my stuff and I could still write on your stuff. But if I'm trying to get a new person to come in and I can't friend them, I have to defriend some of you because I want new network. I want new people to come in. My Isa peeps are cool. It's not an insult to you guys because I love my Isagenix family. But for social media purposes, this is my marketing tool. So imagine you have a storefront, right? And you're selling Isagenix out of the store and you want people to come in and see it and you promote it. And guess who shows up? All your support and your belief and your family and your heartline, right? They all come running in the store. But I know you guys already have this. And then there's 2 or 3 people that are trying to come in the store and they're like, oh, it's crowded in here. I got to get out. But I want that person because they're not on Isagenix. They're like, wait, what? What's happening? What is Isagenix? I don't know what's happening. So think of your Facebook like that. So when I'm posting, I want the curious people to say, what's up, Core? What are you doing? Because I promise you, after 4 years, they are still coming to me. Still. They're still here. I just signed up somebody last week who's been watching me for 3 years because they need to see the consistency. They need to see that this is the real deal. There is so much thrown at us, right? About weight loss, about healthy aging. Oh, this is the next best thing. Let's wrap ourselves up in saran wrap and lay there for, 20 minutes and then fat will melt off, right? Whatever it is that people do, these wacky things. And people buy into it. Think about the person that probably has done everything from Weight Watchers to Nutrisystem to everything and gained the weight back. You want to speak to those people because these products work. We know they work. We know they work. So in your posting, right? In my store, which is my post, imagine my post is my store. I want those new people coming in. I want new people looking at it. Now, am I saying that I don't want my Isogenics friends to be like, word up, girl, like I know what you're talking about, or, you know, hashtag amped. I don't mind that because I do that to other people as well. And rule of thumb for teams, as teams, if you see maybe 5 or 6 or 7 people have already commented under and you know that they're teammates, don't comment anymore. Why? Because it starts to look like we're setting it up. It starts to look like it's not authentic. It looks like we're making up a post and we're inboxing everybody. Okay, now please comment on my page. Just let it sit there. It'll be all right. I promise. So with that, I hope that helped with the little timeline. So that's about 40 minutes of income producing activity. What time is it? Okay, how many more minutes do I have? Because I want to talk about one other thing. So we have Snapchat, Instagram. The other thing too, guys, is for every post that you do that is Isogenics, but you're not saying it, I usually do probably 10 to 12 posts that have nothing to do with it. I stay authentic to who I am, my personality, whatever makes me laugh, I put up. I don't worry about offending anybody, because if you're offendable, then you're not going to be on my team, because I'm not trying to offend you. It's something that makes me laugh, right? I stay away from politics. I stay away from things like that. I have my opinions on that. I stay away from those things because I don't want to alienate certain people from my page, because what I'm doing is I want to change people's lives and serve them through health. I don't want to make people, you know, vote for somebody. That's not going to make me any money, and that's not going to help them feel better. So maybe, I don't know, but that's not my quest on Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram. Snapchat I use as a fun access. Now, so if you don't have Snapchat and you're not using it, you don't know what it is, you can Google it and it'll explain exactly how to get set up. That I use as fun. You can download it and you can upload it to your Facebook. You can also put it on your Instagram. In the morning when I wake up and at night, I usually have a powerful post in the morning. Powerful meaning whatever's on my mind and on my heart. There are things that you can do like Hootsuite and Buffer where you can plan your posts so that they hit at 8 o'clock in the morning or they hit at a certain time for you. I don't like to use that, but that does not mean you don't use that. I don't like to use that because when I wake up in the morning, I want to see how I'm feeling. And usually I'm an off-the-cuff person. So whatever is coming to my head, that's what I'm going to put out there. If you want to check out, I have my YouTube, Corey Kinnear. I have the New Year's Kickoff social media full training that I did. If you guys want to check that out. I think it's David Cortez taped me. That's an actual better version than the ISA version because you can't hear any laughing. So it sounds like I completely bombed, but I promise I did make people laugh up there. So I talk about, look, you want to make sure that you're not showing the product. I don't have an e-shot. I usually have an e-shot near me. I don't have an e-shot now, but I'll cover the word Isogenics as I'm downing my e-shot. The people don't know what that is, but then I write something up here like, thank God for these little babies. It's like simple little drops. I'm like planting seeds, but I'm always putting feeling behind what I'm saying. There's always a feeling. And here's something that's really important also. Write this down. If you're not writing everything else down, I don't know. If your hand is cramping, I apologize. You can get some Ionics later before you go to bed. It'll be all good. Okay. So what I like to do is with feelings, I like to keep them broad enough where people understand what that feels like. So I'm not going to sit here and talk about a C-section, right, to a man. He's going to see my post and be like, I don't know what that feels like. But he's probably going to know what it feels like if he gets hit by a truck. You know that saying, I feel like I just got hit. I feel like a train just came and ran over me. I don't know what happened, but a car just hit me. I'm on the floor, right? Everyone's going to relate to that feeling. Hopefully that never happened, but you understand what I mean, right? So you want to keep your post relatable to your broad audience. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have here and there times where you can pinpoint to moms or pinpoint to dads or pinpoint to people who work out or pinpoint to those who want to lose weight. But remember, Isagenix has solutions for everything. So I'm going to do a post of how good I feel. And I'm going to let my people that are coming in asking me questions, their story is going to be the one I'm interested, not mine. So I'm not dictating. If I say, oh, I got off coffee and I feel great, maybe that person doesn't drink coffee and they skip my post. They don't care, right? But you got to think about that. And I know it sounds like it's hard to do, but it gets easier and easier with time. Look at other people's posts. If you're using transformational pictures, make sure they have heads on them, please. Make sure that you know the story behind them. Because if a person asks you, how did that happen? You can't say, well, my sideline friend posted it, so I posted it, and I was proud of this girl. Be authentic. And one huge thing that makes me crazy on social media is when people tell me, but Corey, I don't have a really great transformational story. It doesn't have to be physical. There was a mental cloud that was lifted off of me. I'm allowed to say that. As long as we're compliant, we can say that. My workouts, I kick ass right now. I mean, I am like guns out. I'm doing triple what I used to do. And I always say that I love it. My day, I start out every single day the same way. I'm a mom on the go. It takes me 30 seconds to have the best nutrition in my body. To make it, to drink it is a minute, and I'm done, and I'm off, and I'm ready. I can write that. For you 9-to-5ers that are running out the door and can't get, a great meal, I have a meal every morning, and I'm completely saturated with amazing nutrition from head to toe, right? So think about that when you're posting. The other thing too is Instagram, pictures. When you're posting on Facebook, try to get a picture underneath. If you want to tell a story, try not to make it too long unless you abbreviate at the top. This is going to be a long post. You could do that every once in a while, but eventually people won't want to read everything long. I just read somewhere that the average person on social media has about a 6-second attention span as they're scrolling through their newsfeed. 6 seconds. So I want to get a picture there of either me drinking something or doing something or somewhere where someone's going to be like, where the heck is she? And then they're going to read my couple of lines. I'm not going to make a long thing. Hashtags, big. Hashtags are big. If you have a team name that you call yourself, if you have a brand for yourself. Now, if you don't, you're going to. Because as you start to grow in this business and as you start to change, every 90 days we do a 90-day game plan. Every single 90 days, my why changes every single time. It's supposed to, because it means you're growing. So I'll hashtag something different, but I'll hashtag that. So if someone clicks on that hashtag, there I am in my Facebook. If you click on a hashtag in Facebook at any time, it'll show you every single person that hashtagged that. If the VMAs are on, they were just on, even though I thought they were terrible. The VMAs are on. It has nothing to do with my post. I hashtag VMAs. Why? Because if someone's looking through VMA hashtags and they're going down the list, all of a sudden they see me chilling with my shake or chilling with my workout. I never show my product. I show how beautiful it looks in that delicious. I don't know about you, but I'm one of those people that are like hitting the back, like taking the spoon. I'll admit it. If I'm doing the shaker bottle, I'm licking the top. If no one's looking, you know what I mean? Just to get that last little scoop right there. You know what I'm talking about, the little shake right there. But that's truth. That's real. That's authentic. That's how much I love my products. That's how much I love them. Share that. Be authentic in that. And if you're feeling down one day, start it off, but then flip it on how you got from the negative to the positive. What did you do? Because you want the hearts, you want the laughing, and you want, the like emojis. Which really, which is funny to me because a lot of people don't take the time to just do that extra heart. So now I feel like, wait, was that not enough love? Like, you know, you just give me a now like now. You can't just do a little heart. But that's the side joke I'm just going off on. Okay. Instagram pictures. In your Instagram profile, link them to your Facebook. In your Instagram profile, link them to your Facebook. Have that up there. Okay. In your Snapchat, make it fun. And always link it back. You can actually type, if you want, hey, I just did a thing on Facebook. Facebook Live, everybody is human. Everyone makes mistakes. I am doing this off the cuff right now. If you check out the YouTube that I did, there was some words that I slurred. It just happens. It's real life. That's what people want to see. They don't want to see presenters reading prompters, right? I don't anyway. I want to hear somebody's heart and passion. So when you go on Facebook Live, use it. Even if you're scared, even if there's only one person on there and you're like, oh, hello, hello. And I just want to shout out to the people that do that. And if they're so cute, they're like this. This is what I see. Hello? Is anyone there? They're so cute. But you know what? They're going to learn. They're going to back up and they're going to be more relaxed. And every time they do a Facebook Live, you know, you guys can delete that. You just delete it if you don't like it. But you get used to it and you just talk about a topic that's on your heart. Make it 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Start with something small. Again, doesn't have to be this business. It could be something fun. Show your lifestyle. If you're somewhere, we were just in Vegas for celebration. I didn't say I'm in Vegas for the company I partnered with, but I was at the Wax Museum or I was somewhere, you know, hanging out doing this. Now, this is the last thing I'm going to say because I know we do it and I'm going to be raw and real. If you are partying or you're going out, put your phone away. No Facebook Live, do not post, because if you had a little bit too much, and I'm not calling, you know, let's be real here, because our lifestyle allows us to enjoy ourselves, to indulge, and then we go right back to what we're doing. The phone, get away from it. Like, it's almost like when you have that person in your phone that says, do not call when drunk, right? It's the same thing. Do not Facebook when intoxicated, because the next morning it's been up there and you don't know what you said or what happened. You want to be authentic and just show the goodness and the pureness, and just the last thing I'm going to say, serve, love, pour love onto people, even haters, as Grant was saying, even the haters need that love. Pour love into them, because if you got haters, you're doing something right. And guys, I got a lot of haters. I'm doing something right? Because they turn around and then eventually they get what I'm saying and they get what I'm putting down and they pick it up. So with that, does anyone have any questions? Or Jess, did I cover?
Oh my gosh, awesome. So
I
great.
spoke fast, so I'm sorry. You know.
We on the East Coast, we love it. And you're amazing. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know who could be a hater of yours. So good.
Well, you know, when it happens, it happens. It's all right, but I'm good with it. In the beginning, this is what I'm saying for the newbies, don't be afraid when people don't like your stuff when you're talking about your products. And then they like your stuff about nothing. Like, I put up a picture. I really check out that YouTube, guys, because it's a whole full YouTube, Corey Kinnear. Check that out. I put stupid pictures up from Instagram, memes that I think are so funny to me. And I get 100 likes. If I post my daughter, I get, 200 likes. If I post something about my business, maybe my ISA family come in and does some likes for me, and that's cool. But then there's a few people that will like it, but won't ask me about it. But 6 months to a year down the line, they're like, okay, you pulled me in. I didn't even know I was pulling. Obviously I knew, because I know what I'm doing when I'm marketing this, right? But their answer to me is, all right, you got me. I'm like, well, I don't want to get you. Do you want in or not? This is awesome. I'm not trying to get anybody. I'm trying to love, serve, and change the world through health. So you want in, you want to be all in, I'm your person. If not, if you're like this, then just wait a little bit, because I'm good. And one last thing. When someone asks you, is this Isagenix underneath your posts? Because I know people do that. Don't answer them. Just say you'll message them. Say, I'll message you. When you message them, you know that little voice thing that we have now? Use it. I know some of you are afraid to use your voice and you want to hide behind your computer, but I promise you, the more that you do it, the easier it gets. You press the little voice thing in the messenger and you say, yes, it's Isagenix. I didn't want to, say it, but I need to understand. I want to understand what you need from me first, because Isagenix has over 75 products and so many different solutions that if you want to talk and we can set up a time, we can break it down and we can do that. And I'd love to connect with you. Also, lastly, for the new people that you're trying to get in, if somebody says, I just bought a house and I haven't talked to this person in 6 years, I'm going to write, congratulations. And then I'm going to shoot them a message. And I'm going to write, voice with them. Oh, I'm so excited that you bought a house. That's amazing. I can't believe I haven't talked to you in 6 years. I hope everything is well. What am I doing? I'm just connecting. I'm not talking about anything about Isagenix. All I want this person to do is thank me. And then eventually it might take it took Susan Sly 21 times or 20 times before she said yes. You imagine if someone gave up on Susan Sly? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. So, and also lastly, do not compare yourself to other people in this business. Some people have come from network marketing experiences. Some people have not. Some people go faster than others. It doesn't mean anything. As long as your intent is good and every time you post, you think of how do I serve, how do I love, and how am I going to show people that I'm going to change lives, and that's a hashtag change lives. Check out my Facebook. You can see hashtags that I use. And I hope that was valuable. I hope I just dropped as much value as possible because I'm doing it as fast as possible.
That was so awesome. Loved it, Corey. Thank you so much.
Okay, good. Oh, that just scared me.
Absolutely awesome.
I thought we were on a sitcom and they just played the clapping tape. Okay.
You're getting some, you can't see or hear it, but you're getting some major positive feedback here. People that loved it.
Oh, okay. I'll read it. Okay.
Really awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Corey. Really appreciate everything. Guys, that was incredible. And I hope that your hands are cramped from taking notes and you captured all of that. And look what Corey's doing, because that's the example. And what she said is be authentic. You don't need to be Corey Kinnear to be amazing. You know who will be amazing and who will be magnetizing people in your network? You. And people, you'll notice people like your posts and then they'll click unlike it, but you already got the notification. That's a true compliment when people start reaching back out to you. With that, guys, I want to introduce Janny Elo, who's going to train on this week's topic for the 90-day game plan. Janny is set up in Spokane, Washington. So many of us know her, the 96 millionaire. Just pours into so many people. And I will tell you, she's one of the most brilliant mentors that I've ever had in my life. So Janny, there you go. So happy to have you.
Thank you so much, Jess. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, Janny, and I'm here too. I know we've been texting about our plans, so.
Okay, so Lauren, why don't you just go ahead and start us off?
All right, you guys. Corey, I see that you're still on with us, so thank you so much. I was like hiding in the corner so the people that are hanging out with me, I wasn't like blocking the screen, but that was awesome. And Janny, we are so thrilled to hear from you and just hear all of your greatness. And for those of you that maybe have not worked so closely with Janny as Betsy has, as I have, as Jess has, she loves you guys so much, and she always just wants to put the best information out there, and she gets so excited that she gets nervous and wants to tell you everything she's known for 9 years in 30 minutes. So we were just kind of texting, and I said I would just interview you because she's got the best knowledge out there. So we can give some specific questions. She's going to give you the most amazing genius ever. So we're going to give it up for the woman of Isagenix this year, and we're going to start. So,
oh my gosh, yes, I'm telling you. That was a surprise.
Of the 90-day game plan, the topics are mindset, connecting, and time management. And so the first thing that I would love to ask you when we talk about mindset, because I think you are the epitome of constantly working on yourself. It's like no matter where you are in your business, if you've already maxed out how many millionaires you've created, you're the epitome of doing the do, getting on the calls, reading new books, going to personal development workshops. So I would love for you to chat and tell everybody just really how important the mindset is, and maybe your like top 3 either books or people to follow or podcasts or things that you think would be really instrumental for this group.
Absolutely, Lauren. Thanks so much. So you guys, you know, when Lauren talks about that, when she talks about how important that mindset is, to me, it's everything. It's everything, because she, I've often said that the people who do well in this business are the ones who can manage their mindset, the ones who can get off of the roller coaster, the ups and downs, because you will have major ups and downs in this business. And so if you can manage that mindset, it's everything. So one of the things that I think that I really that is so important in mindset and just in growth, because I think growth is everything in this business. If you're not growing, you're declining. So one of the things that I think is really important is Betsy Frame and I always got on Susan Sly's Health, Wealth, and Freedom team call every single morning. And to me, that's what launched my business. And if someone would say, how did you learn network marketing? How did you get good at this? I would be able to tell you, I got good at this through Susan Sly. Every morning, this is when she used to train every single morning on that call. And so every morning we would hop on at 7 a.m. We'd get on the phone, we'd listen, we'd text each other back and forth, and we were on Susan Sly's amazing call. So if I were to tell you guys one thing, if you're brand new and you want to get a skill set quickly, I mean, hop on her call every morning, because they're doing the things that really move you forward in this business. They're talking about 3-way calls. They're talking about connecting, because as Kathy Hoover talked about when she first started us out on this 90-day game plan, 80% of your time needs to be spent in connecting. So you only learn how to be an amazing connector through dialing in and listening to these calls. And you hear people that have half the ability or a quarter of the ability that you do, doing amazing things, doing brave things. And Dr. Dobson says, you know, we become courageous by doing courageous acts. And you've got to push yourself every single day. And I remember when I first got on, I would be listening to her calls, and I would text Betsy back and forth. We'd say, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And she became my accountability partner. My business in the first 18 months just didn't do a whole lot. I didn't do a whole lot financially with that. I made about $22,000. And in the next 4 years, I made over $1 million. So that shows you that when you get plugged in and you get you're growing and you're actually learning a skill set, because this is a skills-based business, right, guys? So the minute you learn those skills, then you can actually put them into action. So I'd say get on a podcast today. Definitely, hop on Susan Sly's call. If you can't get on that, or that's not your cup of tea, definitely hop on, a podcast today. I listen to a lot of faith-based podcasts, because I feel like this business comes from your heart, and that people are buying you. And when you come from a really beautiful place in your heart, when you are, right with God, when you have love that's pouring out of you, when you have kindness and compassion, when you really care about people, because that's what I found, is that the people who do well are the ones that come from that place of caring. I know that with Kelly Duggerhoof, who I met on a plane, she said, I could tell that Janie didn't really care if I did something with this business, but she did care about me. So I listen to a lot of faith-based podcasts. And then, like I said, every single day, I feel like I'm striving to get better and better at what I'm doing. So I'm on, I usually have them posted in all of my business groups, but I'll find really great podcasts throughout, Isogenics or, MLM Nation. I listen to some of their stuff. I listen to David Wood's, some of his training. So I'm on a podcast every day. So to me, the podcast, learning, getting the skills down to be amazing at this business, it's everything.
Thanks, Janie. Hey, someone had asked where to find the Health, Wealth, and Freedom call information. It's in their Facebook page, but also Susan Sly has everything. Oh, Joyce just typed it in there. Thank you. She has on Podbean. You can find all the recordings on Podbean, her channel. So there's so much stuff in there. And that's so great. Janie, will you talk a little bit? You started to go into this, but I think this is a huge part of mindset. when you said that people with a strong mindset do well in this, but elaborate specifically when you train on weathering your emotions throughout this journey.
Yes, because, well, you know what was so interesting, and Jess, I know that when we were working really closely together, and Lauren, when we were working closely together, both of your mindsets were different things. I mean, Jess, your question to me all the time was, can I really do this? Can I really make money with this? And I remember, you know, so much of why I feel like you were successful right out of the gate was because you were, you know, we worked really, really hard on that, and we built your belief really strong. And so when we did that, you were able to really come from that place of congruency. You were able to come from a really strong place about, just about your belief in network marketing, your belief in the company, your belief in the products. I feel like you already had belief in yourself. So we worked really hard on those belief points, because I believe that when people are stuck in their businesses, or if they're not moving at the pace that they want to move at, when you, one of those 4 belief points are out. So, you know, when people are like, so-and-so stuck, and I said, well, you need to check one of the belief points is out. So their belief in the products, their belief in themselves, in the company, or the compensation plan of Isagenix, and then, or whatever the 4th one was. I'm not even sure where I was going with it, but one of those 4, you know, points are out. So, so I really go, and I know that Kyle the Crash was telling me, one of the top achievers a while back, that when he's personally mentoring people, he finds out, you know, are you a 10 out of 10? And he literally has them go through and list, are you a 10 out of 10 in each of those areas? And if you're not, then he does a 15-minute call every single day, Monday through Friday, and he builds that particular area of belief. So Jess, I mean, we worked a lot on, you know, can I do this? You know, can I really make money with this? We worked a lot on the network marketing piece and that belief. You know, I have people read GoPro. I mean, that's non-negotiable. If anybody's going to work with me, they're going to read GoPro. It's going to be punched into their car. They're going to be listening to that. I said, for the next 2 months, this is in your car. You're listening, so it becomes a part of you. There's also a really great CD that Jim Rohn's, and it's called Building Your Network Marketing Business. And it is, it's kind of a burgundy color, and he's got so many amazing nuggets in that. And I remember when I was working with Jay Bennett on the Field Advisory Board, and I'd said to him, what are you doing right now? What's working for you? And he said, building your network marketing business. He said, I've been in the business 25 years. This is still in my car twice a week. So when somebody like that tells me that, I mean, to me, that CD, and every single one of you guys who really want to take this and run, that CD is in your car, and you're learning those principles, those belief points, and you're crushing it through that.
Sorry, I'm just unmuting and going back and forth, so it's quiet while you're on here. That's awesome. I actually was just going to throw out a little contest to the girls that are hanging out with me tonight, because I have like 20 of those upstairs, because I think it's that good. At the first one that rank advanced, I'm going to give that away too. That's good, right?
Yes, it's really good. It's
okay,
awesome.
So the next thing I want to dive into is connecting, because I think that you are such a natural connector. And I remember being in Minneapolis with you at this little boutique, and you immediately talking to this girl that was helping you with some jewelry, because you just saw such an opportunity. And I would love for you to just talk about your way, because I feel like people who know my scripts or Jessica's scripts, and what is the way that you really inspire people. I mean, you, Jandy and I would call you as like the best talent scout. And what is it that you see, and then what is it that you say to people in order to not enroll them, but just connect with them and excite them?
Well, you know, it's so interesting, because I was talking to Erica about this right before we started this call. And, you know, we Betsy and I, when we first started out, we were just getting on Facebook when this whole thing started, you know, 8, 9, 10 years ago. And so we weren't really on Facebook. So all we had was person to person connecting. So you guys, that to me is another issue. It's a heart thing. I mean, it really comes down to who you are and what you're all about. And so when I'm just out and about and I'm just working, and let's just take, you know, like Betsy, for instance. I didn't know Betsy very well. She was my amazing Pilates instructor at this private health club that we belonged to. And I knew her face. I knew who she was a little bit. I'd seen her at golf tournaments because our kids golfed together. But when we were crossing back and forth in Costco, I cared about her. I really wanted to see. It wasn't okay, I want to get Betsy on Isagenix. It was just like, okay, tell me what your kids are doing. And then, okay, are you going down to the Cougar games? You know what? It was just about life. Where are you teaching your Pilates now? What are you loving right now? What are you loving about your life right now? And we just connected and connected. So, and at the very end, I just thought to myself, you know what? She would feel amazing on this stuff. I'm definitely gonna reach out to her. So I just, motioned her over and said, hey, Betsy, just here, I just wanted to I gave her my card and I said, hey, I wanted to let you know what I'm up to. And so she said, does it have a cleanse? She was really interested in a cleanse and feeling better and really getting her energy back up. So it was just connecting with her and really caring about her health, about her, just about her. It came from right here. So often when I think people, you guys, you complicate it and you make it something that is not, you make it hard when it could be so easy, just caring about people and loving on people and knowing that we've got these amazing solutions that can totally change their lives. And so it's looking for those areas of discontent in people's lives, or looking for, just seeing something in people, seeing the light in people's eyes. When people say, what do you look for in people? I look for people who have a bright light, who have amazing energy. I look for people who have love, like shining out of their eyes. I look for people who are, who love health and wellness, people who just, like I said, have that amazing energy. And to me, this is all about energy. It really is. It's not about, oh, can I grab that chiropractor? He's going to have this amazing, warm market of people. I mean, it's all about, it's about energy for me. So I look for people who have really good energy, and I can see it a mile away, and I'm automatically connected to those people. And those are the people that I really work at connecting with. They're people who have great energy.
I love that. And I hope that people heard the line that you said, that you look for discontent. That was something that you taught me so early on. And that if you ask enough questions, and if we really, really just pay attention to them, that it's like we're really just serving by giving them a solution for an area that they're already struggling. So I'm really glad you highlighted that. So the last key thing to train on for week 3 is time management. And I'd like to guide you just a teeny bit, but you talked about this when we did our platinum mentoring calls at the end of last year. And one of the things that you talked about was the sacrifices, and that people see the fame, or they might see the recognition, and people are not really aware of what's happening behind closed doors and what sacrifices are taking place to get to the level that you're at, to get to the level that Betsy's at, Jessica's at. And if you could touch base a little bit on managing your time and some of the things that you did, or Cindy did, or Kelly did, especially for the moms out there, and how they're managing their other jobs, being a mom, and really skyrocketing with this business.
Absolutely. Well, it's, I remember you and I talking, and I just said, it almost brings tears to my eyes when I think about what it took to get here, because I think people just see a level, and they see a level of proficiency, and they think, oh, it's easy for her. But I started out just like you guys. I mean, I got that little brown box right on my front doorstep, and we all start out with that one brown box. We all start out as that team of one, and we slowly add people to it, and then it's our job to light the fire in people. But some of the sacrifices that I made is, one of the things that I used to do was I used to just kick back in the evenings, and I used to my time was my own. And so I guess so often it's easy to neglect, like, planning your day out. And I remember Eric Worre saying, here's your $10,000 tip. He said, plan your day the night before. So one of the things that I've really worked hard on is every night, before I go to bed, I'm working on exactly what my schedule looks like. I'm putting those top 5 things, those non-negotiable things in, that really, really need to happen. And at least 3 of them are, in my business. So I'm doing that the night before, which has been really, really good. Some other things that people, just from a mom's point of view, I'm just trying to think back to what Kelly had and here's what's interesting is Kelly actually did her big Earn Your Wings. It was an event that was in Spokane, and there were like 200 people that had come in. They'd flown in from all over the country, and Laura Stevens talked about it, and she just said, people are always striving for balance. Balance is a really big buzzword right now in our just in our culture, everybody wants balance. Everybody wants to be grounded. And she said, you know what, you're not going to be balanced. She said, you're going to be a little bit out of balance if you want to build this and if you want to go fast. And when she said that, I thought it's so true. I yet have found one person who's had perfect balance, where they're doing their kids perfect, they're doing their family perfect, they're still doing their work perfect. It doesn't happen. So when this gets thrown into your life, you're going to be a little bit unbalanced. But then she talked about how, you know, she wouldn't trade it for the world. She said her kids were fairly little, and she said, so I was a little bit unbalanced, but now I have an amazing life that nobody can touch. You know, I've built this amazing wall of financial security around my family that nobody can touch, because I was unbalanced, and I really put my head down and I ran hard and I ran fast. Is that helpful, Lauren?
No, I think it's great for everybody. And I just want to share a little bit, because Jessica's there, and her, you know, half of this call is her beautiful team. But I actually had her do a call for me yesterday with someone who's in that messy phase right now. I mean, she's an executive 1-star about to fly to 2-star, and she's in that messy phase. She's really feeling that kind of out of balance. How am I juggling all this? And Jessica was really sharing her story and about how 3 years ago, how messy that was and all the sacrifices that happened, but now how different her beach summer vacation was, and how much she was really able to be present with her kids. And she's not in corporate America, and she's not in that craziness of her Isagenix business, but if you could go back and do it all over again, that you would. So I think that's huge. And I want to read something. You're going to laugh that I even have this saved. But in May or June, we were in Hawaii for Top Achievers. Some of you know Janny's husband, Craig Elo, who played in the NBA for many, 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 many years. If you don't know that. But after a time, we'd gone to dinner, and we were chatting and hanging out. I was in a group message with them, basically just saying, thank you guys, you're amazing friends. Like, I love you both, this type of thing. And this is what Craig wrote back about Janny and about this business. He said, I played at the highest level you can play at in basketball. I competed against the best athletes in the world. They were very talented and skilled. I know what it takes to make it there. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. When Janny started doing Isagenix as a business, she blew me out of the water. It's been amazing watching her. Those same attributes I said above are exactly the same in this business. The people she works with have the same skills. You probably don't know I saved that, huh?
No. That's awesome.
But that whole part, the blood, the sweat, and the tears, I mean, if you can talk just a little bit, because I think this really, really inspires people. The people in your downline, for some of you, you might just not know the company or the organization this well. In Janny's downline is Jill Bowman, Tracy O'Malley, Trudy Maples, Tanya Kirkpatrick, Betsy Frame, Kayla Kraft, Danielle Thompson, Laura Stevens, Kelly Dickerhoof, Jessica Rigner, myself. I mean, if you can talk just a little bit about that, because people really want to know, how did you do it? How did you do it? How did you do it? Specifically on time management, what did you see me do, Jessica do, Kayla do in that first year, the first 2 years? When you told Jessica and I, give me 2 years, full speed, 2 years. You know, what did you see us all do that got us here that other people can do for a short term to really open up that long-term dream?
Well, yeah, Lauren, thank you so much. And you guys, here's what I was talking to Betsy about this right before the call, and you guys ran to executive really, really fast. I mean, the people that I worked closely with, they run to executive really, really quick. So I think you went, how long did it take you, Lauren? Like 5 weeks, 4 weeks to run to executive? What was it?
Like 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 weeks. So they run to executive really fast. And then it's all about enrolling, rank advancing, and getting your people paid. So, I mean, we just work really, really hard. And to me, I mean, when I was working with Jess and with Lauren, everything was, I mean, it meant the world to me to get them paid. That was it. I mean, I was so obsessed with getting them paid. So I was in my back office, literally watching every single little thing. I did the same thing with Kelly. I mean, we ran to executive quickly. Then we immediately jump into those leadership pools. And we grabbed cash. I did the same thing with Heidi. We grabbed, $20,000, $25,000 in cash in the executive leadership pools. And then we're immediately, then we're looking for those other generals, because we all know that a 6-figure income is 4 executives and it's 6 directors all rising at the same time. So if we can, and that's creating some momentum. So that's really what we did. And that's, Lauren, what you did. It was what Heidi did. It's what Jessica did. It was what Betsy did with Jill Bowman. We literally grabbed those 10 people we poured into them. You know, we took Denise, we took Adrian, all of these people, and we pulled them right along with us and had them rising all at the same time. So really it's finding those people, and it's finding what really makes them tick. I mean, for Lauren, for you, it was time freedom. I knew that was going to be a really big deal, and some financial freedom and some financial security. So I knew that those were your hot button topics, and I really went after those things and kept pulling you back to that, because you guys, like I said, in managing mindset, all of your top leaders are going to have those ups and downs. But if you know why they're wanting to do this, you can keep pulling them back to that why, pulling them back. I mean, with Jess, it was that beach house. You know, with Heidi, it was, you know, being able to, you know, get out of her practice and then, you know, be able to buy this amazing home that's on Crystal Lake or Clear Lake. I can't remember the name of it, but it's really finding and caring about those, your people's goals, and then helping them get to those goals, and working to enroll, rank, advance, and get your people paid. It's that simple. I like to keep it super, super simple.
It's so good. You're so good. You're in your groove right now. Some good stuff. Well, I know that Jessica's got a team of people there that are going to hang out, and Heidi's got a lot of people that are going to do the local stuff. Betsy, are there any things you want to add on tonight before we close the call? I mean, I know there's so much goodness coming here. Jess, is there anything that maybe you want to ask Janny that I've left off that she can really leave us on a high note with?
Well, Betsy, I would love to have you talk about accountability partners, what we had talked about on the phone today, and just about being a boss with an accountability partner, and how if you don't have an accountability partner, that you don't have a business, you have a hobby.
Well, yes, those words did come out of my mouth today, didn't they? Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I'm a little rough, but you know, a lot of people really talk about how they want this. They really want it. And she really wants it, and he really wants it, and they find a new person, they really want it. And, you know, I've been talking about accountability partners for 7 years. Actually, tomorrow is my 7th year anniversary in Isogenics. Super excited about that. But, you know, the bottom line is I would be nowhere right now if Janny and I didn't get married for 2 years. And that's the truth.
Yes.
And marriage, what I joke about and say is, maybe 10 or 15 minutes on the phone or on a text message. You know, we were busy. I had 2 kids at home when I first started building, and 1 in college. And even though I wasn't changing diapers, I was going to track meets, and I was still having to get dinner and going to everything when they're in high school. And so super busy, again, balance, you know, and trying to work that out. But yeah, I mean, really, you know, I've messaged people, how's your accountability partner? I shouldn't have to ask you that. You guys should want it. If you really want this business, if you really want to do it, if you want a multiple 6-figure income, you have to do the work. And the work isn't hard. It's everything that we're all doing. But you have to make up your mind. And that's the mindset. You have to decide. You have to decide, I want this. And if you want it, then you need to grab somebody. Find somebody that you can talk to every day that's going to match energy for energy. Don't find somebody that is going to let you get away doing nothing, you know, that you're pulling along. You want to find somebody that wants to go and has the same desires as you, and grab them and then shoot them a text. Find out. Janny and I were on a podcast every day. We may not have had like hosting big tastings of 30 people right out of the get-go, but we were meeting at Starbucks, and people would trickle in, and Janny and I would meet together. Like she said, we connected. We didn't do Facebook, you know, so that didn't work for us. Face-to-face worked for us. Talking to people on the phone worked for us. We called them. I remember Janny saying, I'm not going anywhere. I'd say, meet me downtown. We're going to go talk to Trish at a clothing store. You know, we're trying to, you know, work on her and drip on her. And she would go, I'm not going anywhere until I make these 3 calls. And she really wouldn't leave her house. So she was enough discipline to do that herself. And some of you guys have to get that discipline yourself. You've got to be the boss of yourself. You are the CEO. This is your business. Work a little, get paid a little. Work a lot, get paid a lot. Which do you want? You decide.
That's really good. I hope that people just got that whole line. And Denise, is Jess around there? It looked like you were going to pop up. Maybe it's like she didn't.
Jess is on a call getting a new person signed up.
That's good. That's good. Of course she is. Well, before we wrap up, I'll just touch in everything, because I think it's really, really, really important what we're saying here. And when Janny, paired Jess and I together, and there was this little level of healthy competition, and it wasn't that I wanted to beat Jess, or it wasn't that Jess wanted to beat me. It was that if Jess can do it, I could do it, right? It's like, if Lauren could do it, Jess could do it. It's not that we were trying to one-up each other, but Janny would message me and be like, Jess is going for executive, or she would message Jess, like, Lauren's going for 1-star. And what she didn't realize is we started messaging each other, right? We're like, are you really going for 1-star? Are you really going for 2-star? Because we realized what was happening. But it was one of the best things that ever happened. And the thing that was great for Jess and I is that we never enabled each other, ever. You guys, if we set our goals, and I put this in the group last week, Janny would message us on Sunday night or Monday morning every single week. What are you doing this week? Who are you rolling? Who are you rank advancing? What is your cycle goals? We maxed out those pools, and Heidi can contest to this too, because she knew if our benchmark was for 4, that we had to do each week to max out those pools. If our benchmark was 9, we knew what we had to do. If our benchmark was 12, we were laser focused. And I remember there was weeks that, there was a week at the end of the month, and we were going to max out the pools, and Janny had told Jessica and I we had to get our cycles to 9, and our cycles were at 4. And neither Jess and I had banked volume. I was like, you want us to jump our cycles by 5 on a Sunday? Are you nuts? And she was like, call me when you're done, basically. And it was like, no matter what it took, Jess and I locked arms, and we did it. We rank advanced 3 times together after executive, 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, the exact same weeks, because we were laser focused. And if we said we were getting double pips, I would never have messaged Jessica, been like, this is a bad week, I'm going to try again next week, or vice versa. I would message Jess and be like, oh my gosh, I told Janny I was going to enroll 3 people, and I've only enrolled 2. And she's like, all right, what can we do? Who can we call? Let me get on the phone with you. I'll follow people up. Like, let's give our pips back. Let's give free shipping. Like, go down the hall, go to Whole Foods, knock on someone's door. You have to get your 3rd enrollment. It was the same way, and not only with the accountability of our goals, but weathering the emotions. Like, there was things we knew not to bother Janny with. But if someone returned or someone was complaining, we talked to each other off the ledge. When I was like, oh my gosh, did you listen to that podcast? Like, she sent us another one to listen to. And I could be like, yes, oh my God, it was amazing. You have to listen to it. Or Jess would, say it to me, yes, no, that's a golden one. Listen to it. Stay up all night. And Janny would get us out of bed at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because we wanted it so bad. Yes, where's Jess to validate? But the thing is we were so dialed in. We were so dialed in because we really, really did want it. And just like Betsy is saying, if you really want it, the people that really, really want it, Janny to this day has never asked me if I've done my calls, if I'm scheduling a launch party, if I'm trying to rank advance or rank advance other people. She didn't have to do that with Heidi. She doesn't have to do that with Betsy, because you find those people. That's what we talk about a talent scout. And so when you really, really get it, then it goes back to what she said in the beginning. Just connect with people, share the story over and over and over, keep your mindset there, and everything else just falls into place. So Janny, you're amazing. I cannot wait to get this recording up. Betsy, thank you so much. For our guest speakers on products and belief, you guys rock. And how fun was it to have 2 stud muffins open up the call tonight? And tell Jessica to keep on enrolling, that we love her, and we'll see you guys next week. Hasta luego.
Bye, guys.
Hi, thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Everybody, thank you.
A lot of people.
Thank you.
There we are. Here we go.
It's always weird when you figure you can't.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.